Latanya, do you have anything, or can we start with Jess?
You can start with Jess or Aisha.
You, okay, either one.
Aisha, you wanna go or?
Sure. So we just put another compass to bed and it came back 2 days later, which was amazing. We've tried to clean up the list. Colleen, please tell me if you get one this time. It's a work in progress, and we also don't think that, I mean, my senior center doesn't always work that well. But we're working on it. We are busier than ever. Latanya came down to my office today and I had just finished sending out the highlights and I said, today was just an incredible day. We had so many events happening, and we don't even take into account on the highlights what our social workers are doing, because they are so extremely busy and taking care of our Needham population so well. But we had cooking classes, we had a lunch and learn, we had a concert, we had I mean, it was what we did today, and I am being braggadocious because I'm so very proud of our center. What we did today is what some centers do in a month. I am very proud of our team, and it's the whole village that takes care of stuff. And like I said the other day at the Friends meeting, if anyone wants to reach out and let people know that we're doing it, because a lot of times we hear the negative and people complain about the negative. I think once in a while it's nice to hear the positive that we're doing. And we are doing a lot. So that's my stance for this board meeting.
Yeah, I saw your email and just the top, a few things that you mentioned and not even including, you know, all the other stuff that goes on here that you were talking about is just amazing. And you're right. Unfortunately, people complain and it, you know, it goes to the higher ups, but nobody says, wow.
Yeah.
So anytime you get the opportunity to talk to somebody in the higher level than us, please. Please.
And I'm
mention
not doing it for the staff. I truly am not. I'm doing it for the center. I think the center needs accolades and some attention. So
Right, but the
I think
staff
both
needs-
the
staff
staff.
needs accolades too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. Okay. Jess?
Thank you, and thank you, Aisha, that was a really nice shout out. I appreciate it. Your department is amazing, though. You guys put butts in the seats, so we appreciate it. So social services, I'll start with that. You'll see in my report that I had to adjust the numbers for February. We were missing the numbers from one clinician, so those are added in. So it wasn't really a decrease in busyness in February. It's been pretty level. February to March, our numbers are pretty consistent. We do now have a wait list again for the short-term counseling program. After a lot of thought and starting the process of that EOAA grant to hire a part-time home-based social worker, I decided that's not the right grant for us. It's just too cumbersome. The requirements just wouldn't be worth it. I'm gonna pocket that for now and try again later. I just don't think we're the right target for that specific grant. We are in the process of doing our FY25 budget for the SNAP program, so we'll continue to be a SNAP outreach site into the next fiscal year. Carrie began a 6-week women's empowerment group called Circle Round. The goal was to do it here in Nahoyt and Glen, one of the senior housing communities. We didn't get enough signups over there, but we started it here. She started it here and it's been great. Really exciting to be offering a new group here. What else? We're still working on the tablet grant. We're just kind of stuck in procurement right now to actually buy the tablets, but hopefully it'll happen soon. And we're trying to stay on top of it. Isabel is still doing her office hours at the community council. That's going great. She's built a ton of new relationships with participants that haven't really been connected to us before. So we'll continue that as long as it's manageable for us staffing wise. The Homelessness Prevention Coalition is meeting next week. The letter of support for the Community Crisis Fund went out, and we got a $5,000 donation from the Needham Community Council. So really grateful for their support, that money can go directly to residents in need for, you know, whatever the emergent need is. So we'll continue to work on that and spreading the word. Caregiver support group is continuing. And other than that, sort of business as usual, like, Aisha said, the center is really busy and our department is included in that. So, volunteer wise, we are still looking for volunteers to help in the kitchen from like 11 to 1-ish. We're finding that there's a need for a little more support during those hours, that people are still hungry and wanting support, and it's falling on the Springwell kitchen staff, which is not really their role. And they're wonderful in doing it, but we're hoping to have, you know, more of our own volunteers in there during those hours, at least to see if it makes a difference, and is practical. But no luck with that. I am transitioning the volunteer application to an online version as well as paper. So I'm hoping that might help, get more people to fill it out and make it easier for me to track, you know, who's applying. And then also looking for substitutes for the boutique and the kitchen as well. We had volunteer meetings for both the boutique and the kitchen this month, just check-in meetings that went well. So. Any questions?
On the kitchen thing from 11 to 1, is that something you have to, is that a daily thing you have to commit to, or can you just alternate days and stuff like that? Like I need to speak on something else.
No, you weren't quite my target, but you're busy, but no, yeah, I mean, we're trying it out. So I don't know, like if it, you know, we want people to try to see if it actually makes sense, you know, that it'll be helpful. And if it turns out that person is not busy and bored, then we'll cut it. But yeah, it wouldn't have to be like me. I'm hoping people will commit to once a week. But if you want to try it for a day just to see kind of what the volume is, that would be a great help too.
Sure.
For us.
Check my calendar.
Okay.
Okay, I don't see, is there someone from Shine that's on?
That's me again.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry,
okay.
sick of me talking.
No.
So they're busy as well. They had their new counselor info session, and have kind of recruited a class of new counselors for their training, which is starting at the end of the month. And it's a mix of volunteers and then professionals in the field that will be cross-trained. And we're excited that Jess Rice, one of our clinicians, is going to be trained in it as well. So it's a huge, huge help to have more people on site. They've done a ton of presentations. They've added on 2 extra staff people through the state earmark grant, who have been incredibly helpful in doing outreach and recruiting. So they've been able to do a lot more work in the community because of that. So you'll see on the report lots of different outreach and trainings they've done. Yeah, and right now I think the focus is, you know, spending the rest of the earmark budget and getting the new class of Shine counselors, you know, onboarded.
Great, okay, thank you.
Sure.
Tanya, anything you want to add?
Just the report that I added from Springwell, that we'll be receiving every month. That
Oh,
was a
good,
request
good.
from the CEO directors that we wanted to make sure the information on Springwell was being shared with every council on aging director. So I said I would just include it in the updates for the board and for, you know, the staff, just to be abreast with what Springwell is doing.
Right, that's a great idea, because I don't think any, you know, we don't know all the,
Mhm.
what they do other than they provide meals for us, so.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
And doesn't have, we have a Springwell representative, you know, that's on their board, but
Yeah, but
they don't seem to be, I don't know, it doesn't seem like this information sharing just doesn't,
no, it doesn't seem to be a
right,
good crossover.
right.
yeah, so anything about numbers, we asked that she also let us know about the amount of meals. That would be helpful, to share, you know, with the board and just for our staff and, numbers too. So she said definitely she'll be adding, more stuff. Nothing else, for me, this, I included, there was a lot of months, celebrations in, April, so I couldn't highlight them all. And the Shine has an evening presentation coming up. I forgot the date.
The report, yeah.
We just had our meeting, but I wanted to let the board know in case anyone, wanted to attend. I can send it by email tomorrow.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
That way we can spread the word, so people, I should, we're gonna ask her to include it in the,
No
their
caller.
outlook. And that's it.
Okay,
I have updates from transportation I can move forward to,
okay,
so.
yeah,
The, number of seniors taking the van is, picking up. With the nicer weather coming, and the pace is gonna probably, Stefan said, go back to business as usual. And the, two vehicles had to be returned to the maintenance schedule. I included that in. We're expected to continue the, medical transportation until, late spring or early summer. So that's been going good, and the, meal deliveries.
No caller.
They're going good. And that's it. And if there's any question about, numbers or you need tracking information, Kippy does all that, logs it all in, so she can provide more, data for us if, you know, we just let her know.
okay.
No,
You know.
there's no.
No problem with the bands or anything, no, not right now.
Are we still collecting money for, grocery shopping?
That I would have to double check, not always do our participants donate to transportation.
Yeah, but it's really no longer a donation when it's food shopping. I mean, we set you know, a set amount. It wasn't a lot of money.
Hello?
To at least help
Hello?
us.
Leanne, we can hear you.
What, you know, what I can do is definitely.
No, I'm getting calls here on another device. sorry.
I can.
All right, just turned it off.
And Stefan, just to make sure we send out something to our shoppers.
Yeah,
that-
just a reminder. I
Okay.
mean, you know, it's. I don't know, it sounds like we're picking on, but the cost of the maintenance of those vans. And, you know, the gas is going up again and, so. It's, as I said, it's not a huge amount of money, but,
Okay, no,
okay.
I'll have a follow-up for you.
Okay. Actually, I don't have any report. I didn't do anything in the last month. So, may I ask for approval of the minutes of, I think, yeah, we can vote on them, okay. Have a motion to approve the minutes? Thank you, is there a second? Second. You know, what? I wasn't here, I had to abstain, so we don't have enough.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Penny? Is Penny here? Oh.
Oh, Penny's
Penny's
on,
here.
okay, all right, yes, we do. All right, muted though, so we have to know that.
Have to let him.
Right. Penny, can you turn your computer on just for the vote of the minutes? Your sound? Or no?
No, I wonder, there's another Penny in here, I wonder.
Or maybe.
Penny, can you hear us? Okay.
Yeah. Unless we can hear her vote, we can't actually vote for minutes. Unless you can send it to the chat.
Penny, can you vote in the chat about the minutes if you can hear us?
Oh, there's-
Can you hear me now? What is that?
Is your other device too close? Maybe?
Yeah,
Oh, now you're good.
Hold on. Can I call someone? Can I call someone? I can call you guys.
I think,
Penny,
yeah.
yeah.
Hold on. Oh, geez. that's weird.
Penny, I'll mute you for now.
Do you
Right.
need me to vote? Do you need me?
Yes,
Oh, yeah, son.
I need both Leanne and Penny to vote on the last month's minutes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Penny? I thought she wanted to call someone.
She calling you?
Not me. Not yet.
I'm voting aye.
Oh,
Yeah,
there she is.
Hi. Okay, thank you. All right, bye. You're abstaining, call it. Yes. All right, she voted aye. Let her, did everybody hear?
I heard it.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, Colleen, I did forget something. I just remembered. I wanted to present, something to the board. And I think it needs to be a discussion and maybe a vote on it. I think
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
so I wanted to bring, to the board, we sometimes get, visitors, that want to, participate, use the gym fitness room for a day. And I strongly feel we should be charging a fee for that, given the challenges that the room is already overused in, you know, for funding purposes, so I don't think it's too much to ask for an $8 fee, but it would definitely be up to the board, but I just think we should, given the challenges, we should have something
Right.
in place.
and I think that should be true with any class that we have as well. If you have a guest for staying at your house, or you're bringing a guest for some reason, and they participate in any of our programs that have a fee to them,
Mhm.
I see no reason why they should not pay that fee.
Yeah.
So. Would someone like to make a motion?
Make a motion that anybody who wants to use any facility or program, to attend any program that carries a fee, on a one-day basis or more, should pay the fee determined by.
Basically, the
What
class,
kind?
for the class. Right,
Well, the $8 fee would just be specifically for the,
right.
fitness
Right.
room, and the other classes, I think, are what, $5,
$5,
yeah.
yeah.
So.
So if we just leave it determined by you, then, okay, is there a second to that motion? Second. Thank you. All in favor?
Well,
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Penny, I don't really wanna call you again. Could you text me? Or just say it now and we'll hear the echo. Right.
Just I might have to ask you to help me write up something.
Sure, yeah.
You can say it out loud, Penny.
There 10 times.
Say that I.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Motion.
I need to.
Oh, yeah.
This is nuts.
All right, Penny.
You yourself.
Isn't that poor advice?
Oh, jeez.
She phoned twice, yeah. That was it.
Yes, thank you. I don't think we're gonna be taking any more votes. Yes, we heard you 20,000 times. Bye.
A lot of technology in this meeting today.
Okay, anyway. All right, Ted,
Yeah,
we're ready for you.
all right.
And don't make us vote on anything.
Don't have to vote. A lot of the things already been in place for years. except
All right.
We're still behind the schedule.
Right, right.
First of all, I just want to say that I wasn't here last month, but thanks to Kate, she made the announcement about the reminder of the Vietnam Veterans Day affair at March 29th. The weather didn't cooperate very well. It was rain, it was snow, it was a mix, it was cold. But nevertheless, there was participation out there. The veterans were out there, and then followed by an event, luncheon at the Post. Turned out to be a very good event. Kate helped there as well, like always. Kudos to you for that. The other things that's gonna be taking place, that was in March, April, so. May is the next thing we're looking forward to, which is the Memorial Day event. Another multi-location, event taking place in the town, as well as prior to. The flags are all getting replaced at the two Needham cemeteries. That happens every year. And then we do our location. We go to each one of the cemeteries, do a little ceremony. We do a little one at the, we start off the day at the police and fire station there. And I noticed the other day as driving by, I'm gonna have to send an email because, somebody's not doing their particular job at the police station. I don't know whose responsibility it is, but at the police station, I noticed that the US flag is torn. It needs a replacement.
They go around right before.
Probably, yeah, because I remember one time we.
Put it up too early, because they're afraid they're gonna rip again, so they usually put them up like the week before.
Should be up, should be
Should
good
be
all the time.
I know. I know.
Okay.
But the flag guy always seems to wait.
I know, it was a few years ago, one of the guys, he's a VFW member, he lives in another town. And he's the one that reported that the town, at the town common, the flag was torn, needed replacement. I sent an email off, I remember at the time, and nobody at the town hall knew whose responsibility it is to do that, but they finally got it done. So that one I'm gonna have to pass along anyway. I will pass along the suggestion to our VFW commander, the post commander, because he's a Needham officer. So, but anyway, so the event in May is coming up. Likewise, in May, I think it's like May 18th and 19th, a week before, we do our Poppy Drive, which takes place in May, prior to Memorial Day. Because of COVID, it used to be kind of helter-skelter. We used to do it all the time at both supermarkets, Sudbury and Roaches. During COVID, the supermarket didn't like us to be out there, obviously, but Dunkin' Donuts in Needham came through with flying colors. They said, take both days, whatever days you want, however long you want it. So we're gonna go back to Roaches and Sudbury this year. It was a good event last year. We also, on that particular day, we had the veterans participate, but we have a veteran that's at our VFW. The fellow is, last August, he celebrated 100 years old. He's from Natick. This August, he'll be 101. This week, he's at the Newton Wellesley Hospital having a pacemaker installed. That'll probably have him going another 50 years. But he likes it. He comes there. sometimes his son brings them, sometimes the other vet from Natick brings them. We do Roaches, we do Sudbury, we sit there, he's in a chair, he has his World War II hat on, and people come by, the conversations go between the people and him all the time.
Yeah.
Especially when they find out as old as he is, and he's there, and he has a personality that's glowing. I don't know whether that contributes to his 100-year-old age time period, but if it does, we all should learn from that maybe, but nevertheless, he'll be there. Should be a good event as well. The other thing that I noticed that was in the report, and I saw the notices, Representative Garlick was doing her notice to the town, she had her meeting.
Yes,
I looked to attend that at that particular time, but I missed it. I still owe her from her February meeting here, and I said I would pass along some appointments up to Yin Yang I have, so I'm a little bit behind schedule, but I will still pass along the information.
you have till the end of December.
Yeah, I think she mentioned, but
Yeah,
but she's off being a representative, and if I understand correctly, I think she's going on for some kind of committee service. I think she's going into another post of some kind.
well, she's still our rep till the end of December. She's.
Yeah,
her
okay,
seat's
plenty of
still-
time,
yeah,
I will,
Yeah.
I'll move it to my to-do list, number one, but I wanted to send her the stuff anyway, kind of as a wake-up call. If I would have been at that meeting, I would have, I don't know if they asked for people's participation at the meeting, but I definitely would have got up and asked, what is happening in the town relative to the Veterans Tax Work-Off Program. They do have a senior tax work-off program, and I believe all of us would be able to participate. However, there's a variation quite a bit between the two criteria. For veterans, for seniors 65 and older, there's about a 4, 5, 6 page documents you gotta fill out, all kinds of income, assets, who lives with you, what they make. and
yeah, I
everything.
think the select board is where you have to go, so if it deals with the town.
Yeah, well, I was at the tax assessor's office. I asked them about that last fall when I turned in another paperwork.
Yeah,
They gave me the paperwork, but it's the same thing. It's got all of those. It's for the seniors, not for veterans. They didn't establish the one for veterans yet. The difference between the two, other towns have it, Western Mass, and a number of towns have it even around here. The big difference between the two is the veterans application is only like a 2-page thing, verify your military service, et cetera, where you live. But for the veteran, there is no, and I say it again, there is no asset and income requirements. So that's one of the reasons they're dragging their feet. Likewise, the Community Preservation Act, same scenario. Veterans with a certain percentage, minimum 10% service connected, they're exempt from that. It was passed as a law, 2013. It's now 2024. Other towns have it. This one still doesn't have it. So I would have gladly got up and said something. Matter of fact, in September, when I went to that general meeting of the 5 town administrators that was happened at Weston Town Hall, our veteran service officer was there. I got up and I even asked, as being from Needham, and Kate Fitzpatrick was there. There was an awful lot of markings down on paper. The subsequent next quarterly meeting kind of disappeared. The one in March of this year, didn't know anything about it, even though I passed along to our VSO, let me know, I want to go with some other Vietnam vets from the VFW post in Needham, but because I would ask that question again from March of 2023 when it was made, and I made a comment, what's been taking place since then? Probably nothing, but maybe I'm gonna be a thorn in their side or
no,
something.
I would imagine that has to go to town meeting, something like that.
I don't know what, I don't know what,
Yes, no,
I don't think so.
yeah,
I don't know what path it takes, but one would think that if it's passed as a law,
yeah,
but the problem that's deferring a lot of this is whatever they get from every one of us on a Community Preservation Act gets matched by the state. So if the person is exempt from paying the Community Preservation Act, they do not get the money from the state. Okay, so that's one reason why. But anyway, I guess a few of those kind of items, before I die, I'd like to see something at least implemented. At least,
I wonder if it's because the treasurer position wasn't filled for several months.
I don't know.
I because
Yeah.
that's delayed other things, like the town has other reasons with another part-time job.
Could be that, but like we're saying, that it could be like, it depends on which department or committee it has to go to get brought up as a consideration and put forward, and they gotta
My
vote on
guess
it and
it
everything.
would have to, I don't know what the line,
Yeah.
the line would be, whether it would be,
Positive.
yeah.
Yeah, because I know this year, basically, the tax exemption that takes place for a person with a minimum requirement percentage disability, they usually mail out the abatement letter in January, tells you how much it is. It has been the same amount year after year after year. This year, all of a sudden, the letter went out, oh, there's a reduction. So one would say, what's the reason for the reduction? Obviously, it doesn't say. When I went in to ask about it, like an awful lot of other guys evidently went to the assessor's office and asked, we were told, well, your real estate taxes went down, which I would have been surprised, but for 2023, 2024, the real estate taxes in town went down.
Not
As-
in my house.
As a result of that, they factored in some kind of a proportion to reduce the amount, okay? And the person at the assessor's office told me, if you happen to be a veteran who lives in a $1.35 million house, your taxes didn't go down, so therefore your amount stayed the same. So it's funny how, things take place, and nothing is ever identified. It's a statement is made and you need to follow up on it and start asking the questions.
Yeah.
But, so a few of those kind of things are kind of floating and everything, looking for answers, wondering along the way, who's gonna be the one that will answer some good questions, but I guess one day at a time, one event at a time, which we'll follow up through as well. Other than that, I think we're even. I think I've said enough anyway.
Station flag has been ordered.
Pardon?
I just texted the commander.
Oh, you did, the flag?
The flag for the police station is on order now.
Oh, he said so? He
Yeah.
Came back, really?
Good.
Okay. He.
Technology.
Yeah,
We have someone who's very efficient, very.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, at our meeting, I'm the post adjutant at our meeting, so I sit to his right-hand side, so he knows exactly who I am, but thank you for doing that, I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah.
That means that it'll, and I'll be watching to see how soon it goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Nice, sounds good. Beverly, friends?
Yes, okay. We had our meeting on Friday. And one of the issues is the postage on the Compass newsletter. And we have been told that because there are ads in the Compass newsletter, that it cannot go for the nonprofit rate. It has to go for the profit bulk rate. So this has been going around now for, I would say, a few weeks, maybe a month.
Easily a month.
Maybe a month.
Right, yes.
And, one of our board members had suggested contact Senator Markey's office because he really supports the elders and trying to take care of them. So I went ahead and called yesterday. I kind of bypassed the application, which asks for all your personal information. And I thought I could get around that. Well, anyway, the gentleman that I needed to speak with, who specializes in the USPS, United States.
Yes, yeah.
Was out of the office. About a half an hour, I had left a message, about a half an hour later, my phone rings. And it's Mark Lanigan. And he said, hi, I'm returning your call. I'm working from home today, but how can I help you? So we had a lengthy conversation and I still had to fill out the application, but Anne Brain and Jen Garth were very good about getting me the information I needed to send to him. So I did all that yesterday. I got a response from him this morning, thanking me. And he is on it. And he said, I will get back to you as soon as I know. So that's his area of expertise. So I am keeping my fingers crossed
Okay.
that he will be able to do something
So
to help us.
So the problem is, the post office is saying that we're making money from the ads.
That's
Even,
correct.
and we're not, you know, but you can't convince them of that, you know, they're so far.
And the ads, Colleen, are really for services for our participants if they want to contact those vendors.
Right.
That's it. So the
But they're even-
vendors are paying, Liturgical Press Inc.
Right.
So that
But
they can-
they're even looking at the,
Jim,
yeah,
right,
the fitness center and the fact, yes, yes, because when he, when we put out the notices and he's promoting something that has to be paid for in order, you know, is $25 a month, they're considering that income.
Yeah.
And so because
It's tough.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, all of a sudden, somebody at the post office
Yeah,
just
exactly.
decided he was gonna be, you know, Mr. Perfect.
I always think that the fellow was having a bad day or a bad 2 days.
Or a bad month.
Right.
But it's, you know, it adds about $1,000 of a mailing.
Was it a couple, $3,000 or $4,000 a year?
So, no, for the, well, you're right. For the year, for nonprofit status, it's $12,201 a year. For profit status, it would increase that number by $5,874. So we'd almost be paying a little bit shy of 20,000
Wow,
a year. Yeah. Which is a lot.
that's a lot.
And the drawback, and you can talk about it a little bit more, Beverly, but the drawback is if we don't use this company, they do not charge us for putting the book together. So, you know, we have a choice. If we don't use them, if we go to somebody else, then we're going to have to pay
Yeah.
for all the printing and so on and so forth, because he's making money on the ads, which he's using to give us the compass basically for free. So we're between a rock and a hard place.
You're right.
But
So now,
thank you for all the work that you're
Yeah.
doing towards that.
now we're waiting, and I'm hoping Mark will be able to come through with a positive decision in our favor.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Do you, off the top, go ahead.
I just did whatever.
You're right.
Can I bring up Panera's?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so that's the other thing.
Glutton for punishment over there.
I am working on. I had initially completed an application, well, they called it a grant back in 2021 to Panera's to get their day and donation. And it would be coming from the Highland Avenue. Well, then COVID did its thing and that application just went by the wayside. So a few months ago, I started again to try to reach out to get another application. And there is no phone number. They're a nationwide company. And I called our local Panera's and they said, oh, you'll have to go through customer care. I've had about 10 emails back and forth. My last one last night was, could you please send me the application and I will send it back. No, we cannot do that. They're only online. So, I have one other option that I'm gonna try when I get home.
And then she's gonna storm the corporate office.
I'm gonna make a home visit. But it's just so aggravating. And there's no phone number. You know, if only I could talk to somebody. So,
No one, yeah, no.
right, but, you know, there's always a ray of hope with that. Anyway, so that's That's my
I
stats.
think the secret office is in St. Louis, so you might have to fly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, St. Louis isn't bad.
It's country, it's ones who had-
Do you have the date for the volunteer luncheon?
Yes, the volunteer luncheon is on the
Next Wednesday,
14th.
Seventh. 17th. Okay, yeah.
Yes. Yes, and all volunteers are invited. Is that right?
Yes,
Jess?
yeah.
That means us.
Including.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, it includes all of you.
Just as a question, is that from Panera for them to donate something to the,
They
Council?
do that for, they donate to not-for-profit organizations.
Right.
Who are in, who may have food insecurities or other reasons why members of that organization are not getting the nutrition that they need. Right.
Yeah, the interesting part, you mentioned that because at the West Roxbury VA, I'm sure at Jamaica Plain VA, when you go in there in the morning for whatever appointments you're going for, you walk in and there's like three young ladies over there, young, give or take, but three of them are there, 2 carts, a coffee cart. The 2 carts that they have with boxes underneath are all donations from Panera's. And they provide all the pastries, the breads, bagels and all of that, to give to the veterans as they come in, help yourself. It even says free, there's a sign, free, help yourself, donations from Panera's. I don't know which Panera in the area does that, if it's more than one, but again, following through with what you're commenting, it makes me think it's a similar kind of thing. They have some kind of arrangement with the local
They
VA.
actually call it DOUGH, DOUGH.
Yeah, yes, yes,
Nations.
yes,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah,
So that, they must be doing that every day from the previous days, or from
That's
that day, that day's
Leftovers.
pastries left over.
Right.
They donate them and they're good for the next, good for more than one day, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
if
so,
you need
yeah.
somebody to sit with you and type it in on the computer, I'll do that.
oh, I got it down.
All right.
Thank you, anyway.
I figured, but I just didn't,
Yeah,
I know you wanna
Thank you.
talk to a human being.
right, that's the issue, come on, guys, do this.
Put somebody in charge.
Yeah.
Anything else, Beverly?
No, I think that's it, yeah. And, oh, I probably should mention the boutique. I don't know if I had mentioned, we changed our name. We changed the name of the gift shop to the boutique. So it's a little classier and, the volunteers are really trying to do a good job with offering nice things to purchase. And we're very selective. We have a policy as far as what we accept and what we don't accept. And we've been doing quite well as far as people are buying things and we're making a decent amount.
And there's a half price sale coming up
And,
Yeah.
right, for Mother's
for Mother's Day.
Yes, and something special for Father's Day. Yeah, I'm not sure what it's gonna be yet.
Right.
But we shall see.
Okay, all right. I keep the home discussion on our, our old business, because I think it's so important. For Native citizens, particularly the elderly, not that there's going to be any wonderful thing happening in any, my feeling is by the time anything takes place in Needham, I'm gonna be gone. Either physically or emotionally or somehow. So, but I think it's important, especially if you're a town meeting member, to keep abreast of what's happening and the discussions. Heidi Frail has offered to come and talk at any time.
That would be nice.
I don't know if we just want to bring her to our meeting. I talked to Aisha. Yeah, I talked to Aisha about possibly doing it because the other housing coalition had a meeting here early on, when the maps came out as to and I think we had like 10 people. It was a little embarrassing. And I don't know if it's because you know, the older population feels that they're not going to be affected by this by the time it gets done. Or the interest is such, there just doesn't seem to be the interest there, so. I mean, I think it would really be important for Heidi to come and talk to people. I should suggested probably like a coffee, like I just, like we did last month or a couple weeks ago.
We had some attendance at that.
Yeah,
Some of them were there just because they were there.
right,
anyway.
and I don't even know how many were there that were native residents. You know, I mean, we do have a lot of out of town people, so I don't know whether, what we're talking about affects them, but, I don't know that to actually hold a program. To find time to do a program before would be worth, I don't wanna have Heidi come here and find out that she's talking to 4 or 5 people.
Well, that
I
was a little
just,
embarrassing for the Scarlet came.
Exactly.
3 or 4 people.
yes, you know, so,
When were you thinking about when she would come?
well. I really didn't have, so it's coming up to town meeting in October,
Yeah,
right? So sometime, you know, between,
probably do it in September, I would think.
oh, yeah, if we can fit something in September. And maybe, you know, just talk about it a little bit, you know, and see how people feel in different, excuse me, and I just suggested the, sorry, yeah. This is old age.
Having a coffee hour?
No, the group, the current events, the current, do it at the current events.
Good idea.
That's what we
You know,
could
then
do.
you don't-
Exactly, and again, we don't know how many people,
And there's a lot of people in that group that don't live in Needham.
right, exactly.
So.
I don't know, where we can put some feelers out some way, you know, to see if people would be interested in hearing about the. It's certainly been out there, you know, they've had plenty of meetings, they've had plenty of,
And those
time.
meetings at town hall are well attended.
Oh, they really have, and as well as online, I mean, not only there, but
On Zoom.
on Zoom.
You know, it's coming up now, like tonight, there's a meeting at the library and the housing authority rebuild, you know, renovation rebuild. And basically tearing down everything, chambers.
Right.
Start,
Right,
scratch.
yeah. So anyway, something to think about, you know, for maybe September and, before town meeting. I don't know how many people that attend here are even town meeting members, but we could, you know, look into it a little bit maybe, so. Other than that, I don't know if there's anything that we, you know, want to discuss about it since we've all been saturated with what's going on. And I, you know, one of the things that I think has the misconception that a lot of people have is the fact that it's going to be, jeez.
Well, if we pass it, because that misconception is that it'll happen the next day.
Well, not only that it'll happen the next day, but then it will be, that's what the word affordable keeps going out of my head. Affordable housing, that's not gonna happen. You know, that is, that it's. I went by a sign on the way over here on somebody's lawn that said something about vote for affordable housing, and I'm going, where's that? What does that mean?
Needham is anything less than a million.
Right, exactly. So. And, so that, you know, that was the only thing if we wanted to, you know, do something here about making sure that information is passed out, so. That was it. Anything, any new business, anybody? Have? No? Okay. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah. Got you, Penny. I see you, Penny. Thank you. Okay, meeting adjourned.